You want the,
Yeah.
got it.
There we go. Okay, welcome. Welcome everyone to this Excel Academy. We'll give a few minutes to let people come in. Gotta. Okay. Welcome everyone to this virtual Excel Academy. This is part 2 of skills for high school success. And I am going to just go ahead and hand it over to Amber and Jen.
Awesome. Welcome, everybody. This is high tech, low tech, and everything in between. Skills for high school and starting college success. So I am Jennifer Stelmach, and I am a TVI from Florida.
And I'm Amber Happ, and I'm a TBI and O&M from North Carolina.
Welcome, everybody. I see that we have a hand raised. Let me release Isabel's. All right, Isabel, you are able to unmute.
So, I'm so sorry I didn't make it onto last week's session because I accidentally missed it. Could you guys?
No problem at all. We did some organization stuff, and we're going to touch a little bit on last week's stuff, but mostly this will be new information. So they're not building. You don't need last week to enjoy this week.
Okay. Could you send me the recorded version for the last one?
I can definitely see about getting that over to you. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
No problem.
All right, I'm going to mute you, and then just raise your hand if you have anything to ask as we go, okay?
Okay.
All right, John, did you have a question as well?
I'll repeat this class.
What is it, hon?
Repeat this class.
Oh, the classes are posted on YouTube, so you'll be able to get them off the YouTube channel within a day or two of us finishing them.
I would like to know what this topic is today.
We are doing high tech, low tech, and everything in between.
Okay.
So we're going to talk a little bit about technology that relates to schools, technology that relates to a workplace, and then how we can help it to function and help our lives function using it.
Okay. Great.
Awesome. I'm going to mute you. Just raise your hand if you have another question, okay?
Okay.
All right, guys, let's get rolling. Let's go over our Academy rules real quick first. If you want to unmute, you need to have been called on and you need to have a quiet background. Raise your digital hand if you have a question and we will unmute you like you guys just saw us do. If you have not joined with a name, we will assign you one, but right now it looks like everybody is named. This just helps us to, sorry, my computer's going through all the slides really quickly. This just helps us to keep track of who's talking and who we can call on. We're going to leave the chat open throughout our session today because a lot of what we're going to talk about is going to be a conversation, but just be respectful and make sure it's not just random comments and that kind of thing. We want to make sure we're sticking to topic because screen readers can be very overwhelming if there's a ton going on in the chat. So when we ask everyone to chat, that's the time to write. If you have a question, raise your hand. That way we don't just have screen readers going off. For anyone using a screen reader, it can become a lot really quickly. Also, don't forget that the session will be recorded. So if you miss something or need to go back, it will be available so that you can participate at your own time frame, or you can look back on any of the resources we've shared. And there's also an optional extension activity to put what you learned today into action. And that will go out at the end, and we'll talk about it a little bit before we close today. Excuse me. The skills we're going to cover today are learning about different low-tech and high-tech options. And most of these are not vision specific. We're going to talk a little bit about how we can use our vision devices along with these devices, but a lot of these are just devices that are used in a workplace, used in a school, that we can help make work better for ourselves, to keep ourselves organized, and to keep our lives as functional as we possibly can. We want to know the difference in technology terms and the available softwares for accessing our school and work materials. And then these skills and concepts are beneficial to learn to help streamline your life and to make you the most efficient possible. So the goal of today is to be able to demonstrate an understanding of 3 to 5 new technology skills, softwares, or devices for more efficient functioning within your daily life. These skills might include determining the appropriate technology for your needs, knowledge of what the Microsoft suite includes, knowledge of what the Google software suite includes, options for different calendar systems, how a basket organization system works, labeling, or even different features and options for different choices of calendars. All right, so now we're going to go put it in the chat. On a scale of 1 to 5, how familiar are you with different types of technology? 1 being you barely know technology and you're very nervous about using it, and 5 being that you are very knowledgeable.
We have John Paul with a 5 and Donnie with a 5 also.
Awesome. Hunter, I'm going to go ahead and remove your mute. You can hold on. It says that Hunter is not able to be. Okay, so if I promote him. All right, Hunter, you should be able to unmute now. Montgomery said that she's a 5. Hunter, if you are able to, you can hold down your space bar and that will temporarily unmute you so you can share your knowledge of technology with us.
Unmute. Currently muted. Alt plus A button. Mute. Currently unmuted. Alt plus A button.
So did you guys do last year's APH Excel summer camp?
We did. Isabel, we're trying to get, hold on 1 second for me, hun. I'm trying to get Hunter unmuted. Make sure we call on you guys before you unmute or we'll have to revoke the mic privileges, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Just give me 1 second and then I can call on you. Hunter, I'm going to give you 1 more second just to see if you want to unmute. All right. All right, Isabel, go ahead and unmute if you had a quick question. I'm happy to answer.
Mute. Currently unmuted. Alt plus A
So
button.
I remember you guys did the Excel camp from last year.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you doing any other APH stuff besides these 2 things?
We have these 3 days that we're doing right now. And then they haven't done any kind of signups for summer or anything yet. So we haven't even talked about it.
Okay, let me know if you do.
Okay, we will. It'll definitely come out soon.
All right.
Miss Robin said that we will have a great lineup for summer. So make sure you stay tuned and they'll share it on all the APH pages and emails and mailing lists and everything.
All right.
Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and mute you, hun, and then I'll let you unmute again. All right, guys. So we're going to talk a little bit about high tech versus low tech. Technology is often thought of as the fanciest new devices or tools, but a lot of the time assistive technology and technology is not always a fancy gadget with lots of bells and whistles. Sometimes technology is low tech and has very little special features to it. Low tech options for things would be like a basket organization system that you might use in a closet or pantry or refrigerator. Those can be a type of technology. A pen and paper calendar system, a communication book that you might have seen used in a school, hooks and other organization supports. For higher tech, we might be thinking about a Braille note, a computer, an iPad, or a refreshable Braille display. All right, so what defines high-tech devices versus a low-tech devices? Go ahead and put your thoughts in the chat. What is a high-tech or low-tech device you might use? Donnie said he uses an iPad. And I forgot to mention a minute ago, if you haven't already done so, make sure you change your chat settings to everybody. That way you're not just writing it to the hosts and panelists. That way everyone can see what you guys are inputting for our conversation. John Paul says he uses a high tech for a computer. How about something lower tech? Does anyone have a lower tech thing that they use that really helps them in their house? A Braille note?
Coming in.
A microwave is lower tech. Yep, that definitely is something we use a lot. There was a time that the microwave was considered very high tech. But as things have upgraded, now they have fancy microwaves that can bake and air fry and do everything under the sun. Monica uses Braille labels. So those are lower tech, but those are definitely very functional options. Awesome, guys. All right, so we got our one technology that we use regularly. I saw a lot of high-tech things and a couple low-tech. Can anyone think of any more low-tech options? Baskets for organizing. That's a very good one. That's something I need lots of in my house to help with my crazy disorganization.
I like baskets and labels, and I like to color code. I'm all about the low tech myself.
All right, guys. So when we're thinking about technology, it is important to think about what is best for you as a person. What works best for me might not be the same thing that works the best for Amber or somebody else. So when you're considering purchasing a technology, there's a lot of features you need to consider before making that purchase, especially some of the more costly ones. So we're going to talk kind of in detail about how to really break down and see what the best technology is for you. So John Paul said that a closet organizer is something lower tech that he can use that helps. That's awesome. So things to consider when you're going to purchase your technology. One thing is the need. Do I really need this device or do I want this device? And then the cost. Sometimes there's the coolest new item that's available out there, but there's also a lot cheaper device that maybe is more cost effective for you to get in that day and in that moment. How easy is the device to use? Are you going to need a ton of support getting it set up and learning how to use it? Or are you going to know how to use it right out of the box? So another one that's important is prior knowledge. If you've been using an iPhone for the last 5 years and somebody asks if you want to get a Microsoft Surface Pro or an iPad for your device, it might be easier to go with an iPad because you know the software already and they have similar features. Another one that's important is the customizability. So can you make this device do everything you need it to? Is it able to change to do exactly what you need it to do? Future uses. Is this going to be an item that you only need for the next year, 6 months, the next week? Sometimes I'll go buy something because I need it once and then I regret it afterwards because I realize I wasted money to use something once when I could have gotten something that I could use for a lot longer.
I'm guilty of that too.
Flexibility. Is it making sure that it's something that, like we said, for future use is kind of the same thing. Making sure it's something that's versatile and you can use in different functions. Taking into consideration the accessibility features available on the device. Another one that I think is super important is the support options. Are you able to call the company and say, I need help doing this? Because there's some companies out there that really don't offer much for support. And there's some who will walk you through every step of how to use a device. So kind of researching beforehand and knowing what companies really go above and beyond with their support can be really helpful. Knowing the multi-use features of the device. Knowing the maintenance cost is another one. How much is it going to cost for you to upgrade this device? How long is it going to last? Are we going to be paying the same? If you buy a $500 device, it might be a little more expensive to begin with, but if you have to pay for a $200 device every year, it's going to add up quickly. So just kind of weighing both different directions to see which one over time is going to be more cost effective. And then what all features the device has. While you might not need a device for everything it can do at the time, knowing that you have the option to add features later can sometimes be super helpful. So I did make this really simple chart that you can use to, when you're going to look up for devices. So if you are looking for a new device, this chart covers the majority of the different things I just talked about. So you can go in and maybe we could put an iPhone, an Android phone, and a Google phone in our list. And then we can look up the different areas and kind of mark them down so we can figure out which one is going to be our best. So we would go through and you can put iPhone at the top and go find the cost and then determine which one is easier to use. To do that, you might have to do some research though. I know when I was buying my last car, we made a chart that was kind of similar to this. And we went through and I had to look up reviews and all the different specs and everything on every different car that I was thinking. And we wrote it all into a list and kind of gave it a rating so we could see which one fit the most boxes that we were our needs at the time. A couple we didn't talk about might be the portability. Do you have a big CCTV that you love and works great for you in one class? But you can't take it class to class with you. So looking to see if maybe you can find a more portable option that might do most of the same features that you can love just as much. The battery life. If you're trying to take something out to walk around with. Oh, Donnie asked, what's a CCTV? A CCTV is an enlarging device. It's got a camera on it, often two cameras, one that points further away for distance, and then one that points close up so you can zoom in on papers that you can use for enlarging materials like in the classroom or in a work setting.
I think the support options is like one of the major ones, and it's something that I've really thought about as I've gotten more devices, because I used to be a fan of Microsoft computers, but I've kind of slowly gotten into Apple, and it's just so convenient. If I have an issue or if I have any questions, I know that my local mall actually has an Apple store and I can just go in and the Genius Bar will set me up. So that's definitely one that you want to consider, and one that's super important if you know that you may need some tech help down the line. And a lot of companies like Freedom Scientific, you can call them if you have questions, and they're all very knowledgeable and they'll walk you through a lot of things. So that's definitely an important one to have on there.
Another one we didn't talk about yet was battery life. If you're going to school all day and you usually charge your device, whatever it might be, at home at night, you need to make sure your device is going to last for the full day. If you're running out of battery after 2 classes on your device, you're probably going to run into some issues in your next few classes before you get to go home and charge it again. And then I did leave a big gap here for notes and comments. So if there's one that had terrible reviews, you could write it in there, or one that you couldn't find any videos on. So maybe there's not a lot of support and help out there. That's something you could put in the notes and comments as a negative. And you could also do positives though. Had lots of reviews, lots of how-to videos. I don't know how many of y'all use YouTube for a lot of stuff, but that's how we've learned how to do pretty much everything in my house. Anytime there's a new device or a new tool we need to use, Donnie said he uses YouTube. I'm not sure how people quite function prior to YouTube, but All right, so back to low tech a little bit. We're going to talk about a few low tech things, and then we're going to see if we can come up with their counterparts that might be higher tech. So we have calendar systems, including paper planners. Can you guys put in the chat box if you guys can think about anything that would be in a higher tech alternative to a paper planner? The iPad. Yeah, the iPad definitely has a planner function on it. How about regular US Postal Service mail? Oh, Hunter had one. Let me release your mic, Hunter. All right, go ahead and hit your space bar, Hunter, if you wanted to unmute and share. Montgomery said the Braille note could be a good alternative, a higher technology use for the planners. That's awesome. All right, I don't think Hunter was able to get the unmute to work, but we will move on. And if you do get it unmuted, that's perfectly fine. Just let us know, Hunter. How about the alternative for USPS mail? What do you guys think a high-tech option is to sending a letter?
What? I said no. And then she was telling me about it. Yeah, all right. And then she was
All right, Hunter, we can hear you. Did you got yourself unmuted? What was your suggestion for calendar systems?
A computer.
That's a great one. Yeah, there's definitely calendar systems built into the computer. Perfect. I'm gonna leave you with permission to unmute, Hunter. That way we don't keep having struggles with it. Just raise your hand if you need to unmute, and I'll still call on you though, okay? Montgomery said email is a really good alternative to US mail. That's exactly what I was thinking. Yes, email and mail are kind of synonymous in our generation. I think we send a lot more emails than we do letters nowadays. John Paul asked, why are in-kind apps and devices for the blind so much more expensive? I think there is a lot of factors that go into that. And I think a lot of it has to do with how specific and how much exact technology goes into it. And also that they're not used as often, which is sad that I believe is a factor, but things that are more irregularly used often are a little bit more expensive. How about paper organizers? Like I have on my wall in my office a thing that I can sort different papers in. My students each have a paper organizer they put all their Braille work in. Can y'all think of something higher tech that we might use instead of that? I thought I heard somebody.
I think Hunter may be raising his physical hand.
I can't see anybody. Hunter, go ahead and unmute, Hun, and you can let us know what you think.
Google Docs.
Google Docs, yeah,
Google
that's
it.
a really good for paper organization. You can scan stuff up into Google Docs, and we're going to talk a lot more about Google Docs in just a few minutes. But 100%, that is absolutely a good one. And basket organizations kind of go in the same row. You can organize stuff electronically. You just have to scan it in first. John Paul said, I love apps for navigation. They're mostly free for most, but things like Blind Square are expensive. Yes, it can be very expensive. That's for sure. So this one's kind of the in-between on this one. There is a lower tech way to do this one and a higher tech way. How about a signature guide? Has anyone used a signature guide, and can you think of a lower tech option and a higher tech option for it? Oh, Montgomery said for paper organization, you could use Braille note folders. So like folders on the computer, Braille note, or iPad. That's awesome. That's perfect. I see a hand up. Donnie, I've given you permission to release your mic.
I don't know what that is.
A signature guide. So for someone who's totally blind, they make these little rectangles that are like credit card size, and they have a rectangular cutout in them that you can line up on a piece of paper and use to help you stay in the lines when you're writing your signature. So for anyone, the lower tech option that I was thinking in my head was maybe just folding the paper so you could feel the line. That's a very low tech option. There's no devices needed. There's no anything. If you were to fold a piece of paper, usually you can feel where the crease is pretty good, and then you could just write your signature along that line. And nowadays we have electronic signatures that you can do. So if you're signing a PDF or another piece of paper, you can actually sign it right electronically. So that was a higher tech option I was thinking. How about an alternative to a Post-it note? How about a higher tech option? Does anyone use Post-it notes for stuff to keep notes and tabs and remember things?
Hunter is raising his hand in video.
Hunter, go ahead and you can unmute.
Maybe like Google, like iPad or Google, an iPad or Google. I can't think of the name.
Yeah, there's definitely electronic note-taking systems. I definitely get what you're talking about. Yeah, there's on most devices, there's either a note section or I think my Samsung one is just called Notes. Yeah, Samsung Notes, Google Documents, John Paul said that you could do it in. Those are all correct.
On my computer, I actually have sticky notes, and it's like an app, and they look just like regular Post-it notes. And I use them. I have like 5 on my screen at all times of different notes I need. And then I know I won't lose them because they're on my computer screen and they won't fly away or fall off.
I have a Samsung Notes for just about everything. We've got camping reservations, passwords, insurance information, maintenance records, and I just make little notes all in my phone so they can't get lost. Donnie said a bigger piece of paper. Sometimes that is really helpful. I make lists, and for bigger things, you might need a bigger piece of paper, and you might need to actually type up your information to make it easier to see. All right, so we're going to talk about standard technology versus adaptations to standard technology versus adaptations to standard technology versus specialized technology. So all of these are different kinds of technology, but there's some that are just more standard to see in a school or in a workplace, like a computer, a cell phone, a copy machine, or a printer. All those are just regular technology that most people, sighted, not sighted, can use on a daily basis, especially when they get in the working world. Some adaptations we could make to those standard technologies would be like a large print keyboard, a screen reader on the regular laptop, voiceover or talkback activated on your phone or device. You could make enlargements right on the copy machine if your work or school has a copy machine, or even just an enlarged monitor to hook right up to whatever laptop you have to use. Some of the stuff that's a little more specialized would be like a Braille note for typing up your work versus a computer, a CCTV instead of using the copy machine to enlarge, or maybe a monocular or magnifier, and then a magnifier and monocular. Those are a little bit lower tech than your CCTV, but they're also very specialized tools.
And Hunter
So-
is actually raising his hand with a comment about our tech.
Awesome, Hunter, go ahead.
Isn't there something called like speak to text on like Google Docs and stuff where you can like tap a microphone or something, and after you're done with saying saying what you have to say, all you got to do is like tap the microphone again, and then it types in your sentence.
Yeah, you can absolutely dictate stuff. You can do that even on a phone, a computer a lot of the time, on the iPad or in Google Docs. There's lots of different items nowadays that you can really dictate stuff into. Yeah, John Paul said that you could do it into a cell phone. Absolutely. A lot of the time, I am quite lazy when it comes to typing, and I will very often type or talk my text messages in. Isabel, I'm going to go ahead and release your mic so you can unmute.
Zoom webinar. Lower hand button.
So I have a phone that has a longer lasting battery
Raise hand
life,
button.
and it is a iPhone 13 Pro Max.
That's awesome. That is super helpful.
I got it for my birthday last year.
That was a great present.
Yeah, from my dad.
You will probably use that for the next 5 to 10 years. That's a really long lasting gift.
Yeah.
With that, another thing that may help save the battery, are you a screen reader user or like a voiceover user?
I think she's muted again.
Raise hand button.
I am a screen reader user, so I use VoiceOver and JAWS.
Do you usually keep your screen curtain on? I bet that helps make your battery last a little bit longer too.
No. It's not the screen being turned on. So if you use it more, it will be likely to die. But if you use it less, it will stay a lot longer.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. That's with most technologies. If you can use them the least, they last a lot longer. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
And Hunter has his hand raised.
Go ahead, Hunter.
My mother just wants to know because I have to go
Mute.
eat.
Currently unmuted.
How long does this meet?
Mute. Currently unmuted.
It's until 7, so it's 30 minutes, but it will be recorded and put onto the YouTube channel. So if you have to go have dinner with your family, you can always go back in and rewatch the information. In the next couple days, it'll be uploaded onto the YouTube channel.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so when you're talking to your school or your employee about your technology needs, it's important to be your own advocate. I know a few of you were here this summer and we talked a little bit about advocating for yourself. And John Paul said using speech to text is a good one, and then turning off your screen will make the battery life longer. That is very true. That brightness really makes a difference when the screen's having to run. So things to consider when you're trying to be your own technology advocate would be the cost of the product. Talking to your school and making sure you know the cost when you're asking them for something, and kind of explaining to them like, this is why I need this. These are the uses for the items. And this is why it's worth spending the money so I can get this device, and this is how it's going to help me. Knowing if there's a simpler or a cheaper device available that we can use that can be accommodated to use. And if something simpler may not work, explaining to them why you need the other device. And then considering if a standard device can be adapted to suit your needs. So I know with one of my students this year, we would ask for a regular full-size laptop for him, and he's a blind Braille user. And the school said, we can get you one, we can order it, it'll be a little bit, or we can give you a student laptop right now. So the student laptop ended up working. We were able to add the screen reading software and some Braille keys and a refreshable Braille device, and it worked just fine. So just knowing what your options are and how those can work, how we can adapt those for your needs. Another important thing to think about when you're talking about technology needs with somebody is knowing your needs versus your wants. Because I may want the newest iPhone 13 Plus because it's the coolest device in the market, but what I need is a device with voiceover or talkback for independent access, where I may be able to find that on an iPhone 10 or 11 for a much more affordable price, or somebody may actually have one available that you could use or have. And then you might want the top of the line laptop with the 24-inch 4K screen with the highest available resolution. But what you really need is some form of an enlarged monitor so you can connect it to the laptop and actually be able to see. So making some, what is independent access, Donnie asked. Being able to do it all by yourself would be independent access. So you're able to access every feature on it and you don't need someone sitting over your shoulder telling you how it's working. So when you're just talking to a school or employee, making sure that you're taking into consideration those differences in want versus need, and then explaining simply to the school what the difference is for you, why you need this device instead of the other one.
And this can come into play too with security systems of the school. I know I've been in counties before where they only really allow Android or they only allow Apple products. So thinking about what the security system of the school and what will work with them is also a factor that you want to consider.
Definitely, because I know my district does not like Apple products. So we've had to really, we did fight for iPads that managed to get through, but getting like a Mac computer, we've had to go ahead and settle for a different screen reader, and using NVDA on a Microsoft computer has had to become our new district push. It's kind of difficult when the other kids have them. And this is one, some kids are given devices by their parents. Some kids will fight for them through a grant or a different program. But if you're asking the school to buy it, more than likely the school is going to buy the same device for everybody, or a workplace is going to buy the same device for everybody in that situation. But I definitely can see how it becomes difficult and frustrating when other kids do have them around you. So we're going to talk a little bit about the different software out there that's readily used in our day and age. So we're going to talk a little bit about Apple versus Android, a little bit about Google versus Microsoft, how Braille versus digital tech, and then even just some app selections and what the differences in those are. So when we are comparing our options, in many instances, they do the exact same thing. If I need to type up an essay for school or work, I could do that on Google Docs, or I could do it on Microsoft Word, and I'm going to get the same result in the end. It's really a preference thing, or it could be an availability thing. If your school is Google based and you're using Google Classroom and Google Docs and your computers are run on a Google, John Paul says sometimes the school devices aren't as accessible, and that is very true. And that's when you can definitely advocate and say, this is why I need this other device. But that's where knowing all the information we talked about a few minutes ago and filling out that chart can come in really helpful, because you can take something tangible to the district and say, see, here is the data. This is why I need this other device. This is why this device isn't working for me. You're welcome. So for a lot of these, Apple versus Android, for the major functionality purposes, I can make calls on both. I can text message on both. I can open my email on both. I can take notes on both. Those are going to be personal preference and availability options, which we're going to be able to get at the time. Your school, like Amber was just saying, your school may say, we don't do Apple or we don't do Android, that you have to get one versus the other. And as long as they're providing a device that is comparable and functional and accessible, it's going to be hard to argue otherwise. But when you take them the data and take them the information, they are a lot more likely to go ahead and say yes to your request a lot of the time. All right. Donnie's school uses Dell, so that would be a PC computer versus an Apple computer. So your computer probably avoids Apple things like mine does. So what does your school or work use? Do you guys use Google stuff? Do you use Google Classroom, Google Docs and that kind of stuff? Or do you use Microsoft, like Microsoft Word, Outlook? Do you guys use a little bit of both? Or do you use something else completely in a different platform in general? Donnie uses Google Chrome. So that would be your internet browser.
My schools use Chromebooks for the most part, unless you need Zoom text or JAWS, then they get a Dell computer also.
My schools use Chromebooks and they have pushed for NVDA this year as our district-wide screen reader. Isabel, do you know what software is your school are using, or Montgomery? Go ahead and unmute, Isabel, that's fine.
Mute. Currently unmuted. Alt plus A button.
So I'm homeschooled, so I'll usually use Apple, a little bit of Google, and Microsoft.
So you get to use a little bit of everything. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a little bit easier when you're doing it at home because you don't have all the restrictions sometimes school districts have.
No. And
Um,
on the Notes app that I use on my phone, I can make shopping lists on there, and I can dictate all the items that we'll need from the store.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Montgomery said that she uses a Chromebook, and then Donnie's on Zoom. Zoom is a Microsoft application, but it's pretty readily used. How about Microsoft Teams? Does anyone in school have to use Microsoft Teams for anything? Because that would tell me you're a Microsoft district for sure. No? Okay, so you guys maybe, oh, Leslie's did. Her school district has been using Teams. All right, so let's talk about some of the comparables. Oh, knowledge check first. Does everyone know what the difference in something being cloud-based storage versus hard drive storage? If anyone knows the answer, you're welcome to unmute and let us know the differences, or if you want to type it, that's perfect too. And if you just have absolutely no idea what the difference is, that's a fine answer as well.
I think everyone's thinking on this one.
Yeah. Did I throw you guys a curveball here? Montgomery's got it 100% on. The hard drive is actually built-in storage on the computer, and then cloud is all internet-based storage. So applications like Google Docs and anything Google-based, those are all on your internet, and those are going to be things that are stored in what's considered the cloud. And then we're kind of in a gray area because now Microsoft Word has cloud-based storage, but like the original Microsoft Word, if you just type it on the computer and don't set it up to autosave to your OneDrive, then you're typing it into hard drive storage, and that's only going to save to your computer. So if your computer crashes, it's gone and lost forever. That's just important to think about before we start talking about this next part. So Google and Microsoft are very similar in the products that they offer for functionality in a classroom or in like the work environment. So does anyone know what Microsoft's email server or email platform is called? I may have been better going Google on this one. Does anyone know what Google's email platform is called? Gmail. Donnie got it right. Yep, Gmail. So Microsoft has an app called Outlook. So they are very similar. Both can do email. Both Google and Microsoft have a calendar option. Does anyone know what Google's cloud-based storage is called? You often hear people say they're going to save it to their Google something. It's not Google Cloud in this instance.
I have the app on my phone. It's one of my favorites.
I use it a lot. It's, yeah, John Paul got it. It's your Google Drive. So, yep, Montgomery got it too. She was definitely typing before I said it. And then OneDrive's alternative to the Google Drive is, or Microsoft's alternative to the Google Drive is OneDrive. So both are called have Drive in them, but that's your cloud-based storage for each. How about PowerPoint? PowerPoint is something, I don't know how often I use PowerPoint as a name for all different presentations. I would call what I have up on the screen right now a PowerPoint, when in all reality, I did it in Google Slides.
I do the same thing. It's kind of my go-to phrase.
Google Docs and Microsoft Word are synonymous. They both are Word documents that you can type into. Google Sheets and Microsoft Excel are the two that coincide. For Google, there's Google Meet, which is a video calling software. Donnie said Zoom screen share. So the Google Meet and Zoom are the same. You are correct. Or not the same. They definitely have their own features, but they are the ones that kind of compete with each other. For Google, we have Google Classroom, and Microsoft has Microsoft Teams. The ones that do not quite overlap, Google has a Forms, Maps, and Photos, and Microsoft does not have those, but Microsoft has OneNote, which is like a notebook filing system, which can be really convenient if you're doing schoolwork, and you can actually make folders and files for every different class, or if you're doing a project for work, you can save things specifically. And then it also has SharePoint, which is where you can share files with coworkers or other people. So those are the only few that I couldn't find like matches across the board for. So I did break it down a little bit to talk about each different one. Gmail is an email provider with emails ending in @gmail.com, which you guys probably see quite a bit. Oh, and Leslie says Microsoft does have Forms. I just was unaware. So I'll have to research on that to see how the Microsoft Forms work. And also, these companies are so huge, they're coming out with new stuff all the time. So it's definitely something to try and keep up with. Because you will, especially as you get into college, you will have so many assignments that are electronic based. Knowing what's available out there can make it a lot easier to complete these assignments, because you know how you want to present them. Gmail also has a phone app, but not really a desktop app for the computer unless you're using a Google-based computer. Outlook, on the other hand, is an email provider, and it has an app to access the email on the phone and on the computer. So you can download the Microsoft Outlook app, and then you can actually put different emails right into that program. So I can use my Duval Schools email. I can use my Florida School for the Blind email. I can have my Gmail all go to the same application, so I can pull them all up together. Google Docs is a word processing software that is cloud-based. It usually only saves to the cloud unless you download it specifically. Excuse me. And then Microsoft Word can be either cloud-based or hard drive-based. A lot of the time you open a Word document, and what your first option to save it is going to go to your hard drive, but you can then choose to make it cloud-based. So it's saving, and you can then open it on other devices. And also, if your computer were to break or get lost or stolen, it gives you the option to pull it up on another device later.
It's also free when you access Microsoft Online, so you don't have to have a subscription, which is nice.
Yes, that makes a big difference because the Microsoft Suite to download can be quite costly if you don't have a school or a work that is paying for the subscription for you. For basically, it's a similar on all the different Microsoft ones. They can be either hard drive based or cloud based. And then for the Google ones, they are directly cloud based unless you download them.
John Paul mentioned Google Lookout.
John Paul, would you like to unmute and tell us what Google Lookout is? I'm not sure I know that one.
It's a Google app for people who are blind.
Oh, I'll have to research that one. I hadn't heard of that one before. Are you aware of that one, Amber? That you know can tell?
You know, I
everyone
haven't heard of that one either, but there's always new apps and new programs coming out. I'm sure I've missed a few.
We'll definitely get our research going, and maybe we can talk about it a little bit next session and just bring it up so we can touch back on it. So the next thing that's used a lot in schools and workplaces is Adobe or another PDF software. So PDFs stand for Portable Document Format, which I actually had to look up last night because I didn't know what it exactly stood for. But a PDF is in like a read-only format. So instead of you being able to edit where the words are or delete things, it usually is set to be very specifically placed. There is good and bad to that. The good is that people can't delete words. So if you want something, if you're turning in a flyer or you're sending out information about something that you don't want deleted or edited, then a PDF is often the best way to do it. Unless somebody goes in though and checks the accessibility features, they're not always screen reader accessible. Donnie asked if you can read PDFs on the iPad. It depends who made the PDF and if they've made it accessible or not. PDFs are almost like a picture when you pull them up on the iPad, and they're getting better. A lot of devices are now able to read them and can see the words versus just seeing it as a picture more readily. But there's still some glitches to it, and not all PDFs can be read on without having some accommodations made to it. Oh, you're on the iPad. It really depends who sent it and if it was made to be accessible. Excuse me.
And Jen, I just looked up Google Lookout also, if we want to share what the description is.
Oh, for sure.
It says, with Lookout, you can get details about objects and text around you. Lookout uses the camera and sensors on your Android device to recognize objects and text and tells you what it finds. It's pretty cool. It's like a Be My Eyes almost, it sounds like.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, John Paul. I'm definitely gonna get on and play around with that this week to see how it works. So let's do Google Lookout's like seeing AI. Okay. Awesome. Be My Eyes is another video or picture software that you can take pictures and get descriptions of things for a person who's blind or visually impaired. Same with Seeing AI, they're very similar. Donnie was asking what those two items were. So if your teachers are sending out PDFs to you and they are not accessible, what are some solutions you could talk to your teachers about to see if we could help them? Do you think you just refuse to do the work and just tell them you couldn't see it and end the conversation there? I'm gonna vote no on this one, Donnie. Let's see if we can come up with some solutions to help the teachers, because they may not realize that a PDF is not accessible. So going into your teacher and just explaining that because you're sending this out in this format, I'm unable to read it. There's a really good YouTube video on ABC channel that could help you see how to make it accessible for me. Or talking to your TVI and having them maybe do a presentation to the teachers about how to make things accessible. Because while at your school, you're going to have a TVI, when you get out in the workplace, which is going to come sooner than you guys think, you won't always have a TVI that can fight those battles. So going in and knowing how to advocate and knowing where the resources are available can be very helpful. All right, so there's a million different technologies out there. What technology do you guys use that we didn't talk anything about?
I'm sure there are a few, since we had never heard of Google Lookout.
Yeah,
We could probably learn a lot.
VoiceOver. We did mention VoiceOver, but we definitely didn't delve very far into it. It is a very relevant part of the Apple world for sure. Do you think VoiceOver would be something you'd use in the classroom, in college, in the work setting, or in all of the above? A PC. Yeah, a computer is a really good one. Ooh, the Alexa. Mine's probably dinging right now because I just said it. My whole house is wired with it because I love the ease of functionality with it. Then the PC is a really good one. If you go into a regular office work environment, a PC is something that is readily available. If you are able to accommodate a PC computer and just tell your work, I need a Braille keyboard or a Braille display to go with it, and this VoiceOver or screen reading software, those are easy fixes that a workplace should have no problem making for you. And for you to be able to come in and say, this is what I need, this is how much it costs, and this is where you get it from, it makes their lives easier to get those for you. And Donnie said all the above. Yes, you absolutely, VoiceOver is one of the ones that you could just use everywhere. How about the Alexa? How do we think we could use that in our daily lives? Would that be a at school thing, maybe in college, in the work setting, or more than likely at home? Yeah, Donnie said at home.
You know, I actually have an Alexa in my car, and it's like one of my favorite things. Like if I'm ever thinking of anything, I just ask it to do what I need to. So
The grocery list is ideal. Yeah, and you can actually access it on your phone too. So if you had it on your phone, you could say, save this to my grocery list, and it would do that too. So there is definitely more than just the at-home features. But I doubt it would be very functional in the classroom setting in the most part, just because it's out loud and it might be disruptive, whereas something you could put headphones in. Donnie said it's dangerous on the road, but really you're just talking to it. So that's not, you don't have to look at it. You don't have to turn towards it. It's almost a safer way to be able to take notes. Hey, Alexa, remind me to do this tonight, or add this to my calendar, something like that. It saves you from looking down at a phone or trying to write something in a notes that way.
I have it give me directions a lot of the time too. So.
All right, guys, so we're down to just like 1 minute. So for your extension activity, I want to cover real quick. You're going to use that chart that we made, and you're going to look up 3 different technology features. One could be a device you already own. Use the chart to compare the features and determine which would be the most efficient in your daily life. Do the research, take a little bit of time on this. Look up specifications of the device, look up YouTube tutorials, look up reviews and blogs. Use this information to fill in the chart. Once you've filled in the information, there's a system to giving each thing points, and determine which device would be the winner for you. And then next week, we're going to learn about resources to help you transition from high school into college and post-secondary life. It'll also give you resources like college, information on completing tasks such as paying taxes, where to get information from, how to pay a bill, how to register to vote, and many other things like that, that are just things you might not think about having to learn as you come into adulthood. And I
Okay.
think we are at, oh, yep, we're out of
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much. And yeah, come back next time. I believe same time, same place for part 3. And thank you so much to our presenters, Jen and Amber. I'm going to stop the video.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Bye.